Welcome back to Mountain Connections. I recently had the distinct honor of speaking with Nastia Liukin. We spoke about many things. One in particular was about her struggle with migraines and her tips for people who have similar issues and who have similar struggles. Can be really tough. We also focused on the upcoming games in Tokyo and the USA gymnastics team. Really enjoyed this. Let's take a look at our conversation.
Today I have the honor of speaking with gymnast, medalist, and style icon Nastia Liukin, who is going to preview the upcoming 2020 Summer Games and tell her story of how she found balance again amidst her struggle with a migraine. Thank you so much, Nastia, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, share with our viewers your journey with migraine and how the disease has impacted your career and personal life.
Yeah, so back when I was training for the Olympics in 2008, that was the first time that I had experienced a migraine. And it was kind of scary just because I was on the beam doing a routine training for the Olympics and not really understanding or knowing what was happening, but then also, not knowing how to treat it and not knowing how to prevent it. So don't advise this, but I did not go to the doctor then. Since then I have, and he prescribed me Nurtec ODT, which is a medication for the treatment and the prevention of episodic migraines in adults. And the most common side effects are nausea, stomach pain, and indigestion. So now as I head to Tokyo to be on the other side of the camera and, being a broadcaster, there's still a lot of stress that's involved, and stress was kind of my main trigger. And so I just always wanted to make sure that, you go into any situation, you set yourself up for, success in the best way that you possibly can. And so, again, this kind of gives me just a little bit of a peace of mind knowing that, I can go over there and know that, I have Nurtec ODT, and not only am I able to treat it, but also prevent it as well.
How else do you prevent and manage migraine?
Well, this is the best way that I have realized, because when I was training, I literally didn't even go to the doctor. So I was not doing the right thing. Obviously, I think as athletes, we kind of always try, for some reason, I feel like we always try to almost like suffer in silence, just because we want to like push through any obstacle. There's a certain aspect of having that mental strength and mental toughness, but that's not where, there's a fine line. And so it's like, if you are having migraines, or any kind of physical pain, you certainly need to go to the doctor. I think every migraine sufferer obviously has different symptoms. And that's why, I encourage you to obviously speak with your doctor or visit nurtec.com.
And you're a commentator for the quickly approaching 2020 Summer Games. What to in your coverage?
I'm so excited. I think in a year that we've all had, hopefully the Olympics will just bring, the moments that we all love seeing of, unity and strength and, the competitiveness and the pride, everything that kind of, an Olympics basically has, I feel like is going to be, it's going to have all those things, but, times maybe 10, just because, it was postponed for a year, and just, everything that everybody has gone through, I think will, these Olympics will be like, an Olympics we've never experienced. And even without the fans and family and friends there, the athletes just have so much admiration for them and for everything that they have gone through. So I'm looking forward to it personally, but the women's gymnastics, the team finals and the all-around finals are certainly something that, I'm so excited about.
And what expectations do you have for Team USA, specifically the gymnasts at the Games?
Well, I think the U.S. women's team, like the expectations are, for them to win gold. And that's kind of the path that they have been on for the last however many Olympics. And they've been the favorites. And I think that, if they can just go out there and do what they are capable of doing, in my opinion, they are the very best in the world. And so, when you have Simone Biles on your team, you're in pretty good shape to be able to come out on top.
And what are your favorite memories from your experience at the 2008 Summer Games where you were a gold medalist?
Gosh, I mean, so many incredible memories and so many things that I will remember forever. I think, to be completely honest, even winning a gold medal, yes, it's a moment that I will forever be so proud of. But I think just the moments of like being with my teammates and, the memories of walking out into the Olympic arena for the very first time and, kind of just like all looking at each other and realizing that like our biggest dreams were about to come true. And it was that moment that, you step foot into that arena onto the competition floor where you're officially an Olympian. And I like remember like so clearly, even all these years later, that moment and just looking at each other, and we all had, tears in our eyes and butterflies in our stomachs. And it was just, it was a very special moment. And none of us had, won a single medal or anything. It was truly just about like being there together in that moment.
You also have a very popular lifestyle website. Tell us about that and your charitable work through your fund.
Yeah. So, there's so many things that I'm passionate about, but I think one of my greatest passions is to always try to inspire and encourage and motivate the next generation, and not just the next generation, but truly anyone. If I can use my platform and if I can, use anything that I learned throughout my competitive career specifically, but just career, I guess, in general and life in general, then I feel like, very fulfilled. And that's kind of why I wanted to share my story, with having migraines and what I did in order to now be able to, not only treat it, but also prevent it. And that's Nurtec ODT. So once again, I think it's just so important to be able to not just share, the highlights of your life and the gold medal winning moments, literally or figuratively, but also the moments that, you don't necessarily, you're not always on top, but the struggles and the obstacles, because we all face them and, not a lot of people talk about it. And so, just trying to kind of normalize it in the best way that I can.
And where can we get more information about everything we've talked about today?
So yeah, you can, first and foremost, I recommend talking to your doctor and also visiting Nurtec.com.
Well, thank you so much, Nastia Liukin, for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you and looking forward to learning more about you, watching your coverage, and we appreciate all this important information about migraine.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.